Kevin Happy. Hey you guys, this is Kevin Happy Chappy Gilbert, and I am bringing to you the second episode talking about the Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Now, as you can see, I've got the book in my hand, and if you watched the first episode, I gave kind of a general little introduction to Hal and a little bit about this book. So what I want to do today is expand on that, give you more of the setup of the whole book itself, and then in the following episode I'm going to focus on one particular part of the book that really intrigues me. And then finally I'm actually going to interview Hal Elrod himself later on this afternoon. In fact, I'm really excited. We're getting together and doing a hangout later, and I'm going to ask him a little bit about his life history, his story in life, and how he became so successful when all he is just one of us. He's no different from me and you. So really, the book, he breaks down the book into kind of a general introduction, talks a lot about his life, so I'm not really going to touch on that very much. He also talks about how to wake up in the morning, like how to actually wake up, not just physically, but wake up to your full potential as a person. There's three key things in this book that Hal talks about, and basically he wants everyone to understand that we're all, each and every one of us, just as worthy as the next person, just as capable as the next person, to have complete, and we deserve it as well. That's what he wants to really stress, that we deserve and we're capable of completely creating our own health, our own wealth, our own happiness, our own love and success. And there's no reason why you can't do that, and you can't start doing that today. And he also really talks about dedicating the time every single day to yourself, because in order to create the best person that you can be, you need to spend that time and focus on yourself. So he talks about that in quite detail. And then he really talks about waking up, and not just waking up in the morning and just starting the day. He talks about a method of doing it, how to do it with intention, how to have a certain number of steps of things you do each and every morning to set yourself and set your day up for the most possible success you can have. So, you know, one of the areas he touches on quite a bit in the book talks about the 95% reality, and explains to you that understanding what that is, and it's basically that only 5% of people in this world ever become truly the success that they could be. And the minute that you realize that that's the case, and you set your intentions to be in that 5%, then that really gives you that jump start. And what this book is really about how to create that success, that health, that wealth, that love, that complete life that you've always wanted. And one of the things that he points out to us is a lot about once you understand that 95% of people never do this, and there's only 5% that are truly successful, you know, there's some things that you can watch out for. And one of them he talks about is rear view mirror syndrome. Now, that's how, you know, people, you know, I've suffered from addiction, as you guys know, and one of the things that I learned was that, you know, you have life's like a big front windscreen driving your car, and if you're always looking out the front windscreen and occasionally glancing in the side mirrors and the rear view mirror to see what's going on behind you, remind you what's there, that's fine, you're going to drive your car well. If you're constantly looking at the side mirrors and looking at the rear vision mirror, you're constantly focusing on what's behind you, and therefore you're not really going to drive your car, which in this sense is life, in the manner you want to. So, you know, if we have a habit as human beings of focusing on the past and the mistakes and the things that have gone wrong, and you know, the more you focus on something, the more you bring it about. So he really talks a little bit about that and ways to get out of that. There's some really great quotes in there. There's things that a keystone to this book, I would say, is talking about discipline creates lifestyles. doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, not taking the easy route, because you know how you do one thing is how you do everything, which is another quote he mentions by T. Harvey Eker. So as he moves through the book, he really starts to look at more detail in how to have a roadmap to create what you need to do in life to make you that successful person, to set your intentions in things that you do. So he talks about waking up in the morning, as I said, and going through some steps, you know, having an affirmation the night before you go to bed, talking about how you're going to feel when you wake up, because what you say is how you're really going to be. So if you tell yourself, I'm going to wake up and have a great morning, guess what? You're going to wake up and have a great morning. And there's some things that you do. I mean, you get into a routine. He talks about getting up, drinking a glass of water, going and brushing your teeth. You know, all these little things that you have set up ahead of time so that you're really raring ready to go. And then he talks about the keystone to this book, which is what I'm going to spend a whole video talking about, and that's what he calls savers. It's basically these 6 things that you do every single day to be able to set your whole day up so that you're going to be successful in what you do, because you're teaching your body, you're training yourself to live in a perpetual world of success. And then he breaks it down furthermore for people who are really busy. He talks about being able to do these savers in 6 minutes so that it's applicable to anyone. Also customizing your miracle morning, because not everyone's a morning person, so although it's called a miracle morning, you don't have to do it in the morning. It's just something you need to do when it works for you. And then very nicely breaks down, everyone's heard that it takes 30 days to form a habit. Well, he really breaks down why that is and kind of the stages of those habits forming in the book. And then he does have a 30-day life transformation where you're able to get together with some other people, join a Facebook group. You're really able to take some key action steps and use some of the tools that he's made available for people online as well, to be able to go ahead and create that transformation in your life and really get a kickstart with putting, not just reading this book, but actually using this book to be a catalyst to make the change in your life. So, you know, this is where I'm going to finish today, guys. As you know, I feel true health and true wealth, I mean, they come together. They're hugely, hugely important. As you guys all know, with what I do right now, I work in that industry myself, and I'm building a hugely successful team, currently rocking up the leaderboard with the company, not because I'm any better than anyone else, but because I take these actions and because I have a true belief that this is my calling in life, to not only be able to help other people get to where they want to get in life, but I also want to show every other addict out there, every other person that's suffered from bullying in their past, that their past does not have to equal their future. You know, their past can just be that. You can check back on it, as Hal says, and, you know, have the lessons that you've learned from it. But don't focus on it, guys. Focus on what you want and just bring that about into being. So thanks again for joining me. I'm really, really excited to be able to really review the savers in the next episode, so make sure you come back for that one. And whatever you do, do not miss my interview with Hal, because he's an amazing guy. And actually, he messaged me the other day and let me know that he was going to be having like a tryout for Shark Tank on TV. So I'll make sure I find out how that went, guys, when I interview him. Make it a marvelous day, guys, and remember that you have the power to be anything you want to be, and you can be as successful as you choose to be. This is Kevin Happy Chappy signing out.